Hi, I'm going to talk to you about words. Guess what I've called this session? I've called this session Vocalogue. You might say, what's a Vocalogue? There's a dialogue, there's a monologue. So when I put a logue, which is talking on words, it's called Vocalogue, as simple as that. Hi, welcome to the first edition of Vocalogue. What happens actually is, my friends, when people ask me umpteen number of times, hey, how do I master words? My stock of words are so poor. Every time I learn a word, I forget it after 3 days. Well, the old pundits used to always say the same thing, 5 words a day keeps a teacher away. Not exactly that. I learned 5 words today, second day 5 words, 5 days I learned 5 words each. So I'm 25 words rich. Then somebody asked me, hi, do you remember that word on the first day? I scratch my head. Oh no, I'm sorry, I've forgotten it. Memory doesn't work, man. Memory doesn't work. Words are very emotional people. You got to get in touch with them. You got to understand them. And I'm going to tell you a method by which you will not only understand words, you will pick up words, and my dear friends, hear it from me. You will never forget them for the rest of your life. Sounding big, no? So let's start off. See, theories and theories and theories. So I'm going to start off with a wonderful thing. I'll start with practice and lead on to theory. So watch. Oh, and do keep a piece of paper with you, because sometimes what I'm writing on the board, you might just need to note it down. So let's start off with a very simple word, and this word is called introspection. So you might be asking me, why are you writing it like this? I'll come back to it in a minute later. For the first thing, let's see, when I say a simple word called introspection, I get into a dictionary and I start looking, hey, what's the meaning of introspection? Introspection. Means thinking deeply. Cool. I understand. There's a sentence also. After a lot of introspection, I decided not to invest my money in X bonds. What is the meaning of that? I thought deeply about it. More words come, I forget it. So what do? You know what, calculus told me a wonderful thing. Don't mix everything together. They call it integration. I decided to do one thing. I decided to break the words, and that's why I wrote it like this. Now what do I write for each of these parts? Please follow. So I'll call the main thing, and I'll call this is the root, the base on which the word stands. This fixed before the root, so pre and fix. And this fixed after the root, so suffix. Now what's the work of a suffix? A suffix tells you the part of speech of the word. Speech. I-O-N, that's a noun, and mostly you'll see all I-O-N enders are nouns and mostly abstract nouns. We'll see that later. Now you say, hey, you know what, I want to turn this into an adjective. What do? You don't have to look at this part at all. What do? Just turn this into I-V-E. It becomes an adjective because you need a noun before it. Or you want to make it into an adverb. Cool, no problem at all. You write I-V-E-L-Y. The best thing about the suffix. Now let's look at the intro. The intro is a very important part, the prefix. But before I come to the intro for the time being now is a mini root. Now we come to the most important part, the root. Roots are from Latin, that's where they started off from. Latin, Greek, and French. My dear friends, in our journey of Vocalogue, we'll discover many such important roots. For the time being now, let's understand, what does this root spect mean? It means to see, like I'm seeing you, right? So it means to see. So that's it. To see. See, spect. So I start thinking. Now my friends, start thinking of how many words you can think with spec. Now, on your paper, that's there in front of you, start jotting. Spectacles, 2, 1. What I see in front of me, the spectacle. I'm watching the Euro Cup. I'm the spectator. Oh, I'm taking my daughter to a school and I want to know what are the chances of my daughter. So I ask the principal, excuse me, how will she grow? How will you teach her? The principal hands me, will you please read this, sir? And these are the chances or the prospects. Oh, I forgot, no? Pro plus spect, towards seeing. I open the book, it's called a prospectus. So many words, speculate, speculation, etc., etc. You got to do one thing now. Don't forget on those words with spect, because I'm going to talk to you at the end of this on what you've got to do for me through the spect. Let's now look at this intro. Intro, what does it mean? Intro, inside. Inside. If you look at the Indo-Sanskrit root, antar, in Hindi, in Bengali, antur, you go inside. So friends, let's put all the entire thing together. It's a noun. It tells me, I look inside myself. I think, introspection. Now what do you do now? You got the idea of inside, now? Now you start thinking how many words you can think with intro. Hey, you don't need to look at the dictionary. You know a lot. Keep writing. Shall we together play the game of intro? Intro, duct, aeon, introduction. Just like this. What's a duct? A duct. So what's a duct? A pipe. That's a duct. The bile duct. Metals are ductile. They can be drawn into wires. You've done that in class 8. So a duct. And this pipe moves in. So intro moves in. And somebody tells me, excuse me, can you give me an introduction of yourself? I move in. I think. And all that is not is inside me. I tell about myself. That's introduction. Introspect. Introduction. So many other words will follow. My dear friends, I've just started now on my first journey into the world of roots.